Well, welcome to the World Doom League, a midnight edition. I am Xenaero, and we are joined by KBlair, co-host and league executor. What's up, Blair?
How's it going? It's late, but I am excited for Doom.
Oh boy, it's a good time for Doom. Now we have in front of us week 2, Church of Ty, a brand new map. I don't think it's been played before, has it, Blair?
Well, other than the game Superchargers had earlier today at three o'clock, approximately 12 hours ago. Yes, this is a completely new map introduced in summer 2021. A map from U-Right CTF. I believe it's our first U-Right CTF map inclusion into the the WDL family.
All right, and currently we have betting odds in the World Doom League Discord of 70% to 30% in favor of Rip and Tear. Now, running through the Techno Vikings real quick, I mean, they have an unusual game time. I mean, this is one of the latest game times we've ever had. They did win week 1 against Dosu and Franks in a 2-0 series out of a best of 3. They just swept them in 2 rounds. What else can you talk about the Techno Vikings player?
Yeah, sure. So Ghost Killer and Caution and Ghost Killer were the run and mid switch up setup, respectively. Shane was on defense that last week. Caution had 156 player rating. Ghost Killer 157. Shane, firmly on defense, 37 flag defenses. This matchup against Rip and Tear now, Shane is going to be up against Stall and Skull Rush. So Shane is going to be the key player in this matchup here. Caution and Ghost Killer are going to be up against Dragon, most likely on defense. He is the highest rated player in his last played game, so they're going to be very difficult to crack that nut. Keys to victory for the Techno Vikings are boys in red. They're going to need offensive pressure. Make Stallion play mid instead of helping Skull Rush in the base. Just
Now,
checking the.
oh, go ahead.
I know it's close.
Now, I mean, we're coming up on game time here real quick, and the players want to get underway as soon as possible. So we'll swing over to Rip and Tear for a quick overview. They did drop Reckless as their backup pick and picked up Slayer, a World Doom League rookie. He might make an appearance in this game, but I'm not sure if they're actually in the server. They do have a reputation of being a strong player on the Xandronum side of things. Rip and Tear did win week 1 against the Sexual Panthers 2-1, going to full best of 3 series. Skull Rush typically plays a hard offense with a Stallion mid setup with Dragon on defense, which is uncommon considering his high ping. Stall had 3 captures and 29 flag defenses in week 1. Skull Rush had 4 captures, and Dragon had 39 flag defenses, so a very strong defensive player there from Europe. They're very good at scramble plays and creating a ton of pressure without getting really offset too much in terms of power. Matching up against Techno Vikings, the 2-time World Doom League champion Dragon is expected to defend. We might be seeing Ghost Killer in mid if he plays. And their key to victory is don't get pinned in. We're talking about map-specific points, and to really show off the map, we're going to just play a little cinematic that will show you, the viewer, the consumer of the World Doom League media, exactly what we're talking about when we talk about Church of Ty.
Welcome to Map 26, Church of Ty. Church of Ty is a wide-open map with little hard cover and a mega armor in the middle. An alternate route to the right side of the enemy base gives you more hard cover and a rocket launcher in the corner. Another alternate route to the left side could potentially allow you to take the enemy's green armor and make a capture attempt. Matches are played in a best-of-3 format, where the team that scores 5 flag captures, or the team with the most flag captures at the end of 10 minutes, is the winner.
Now we're back. So we'll be getting right into the game server. No time to waste. Blair, what are you feeling about this matchup?
So last week they both won, so this is a winner matchup. So really up in the air, but I think that Rip and Tear is just going to be too much for the Techno Vikings. They're going to take it 2-1.
Now, it's entirely possible that they might take it 2-1, but I think with Rip and Tear has been putting in a lot of effort practicing. The Techno Vikings have also been playing very strongly in practice, but I'm going to say that TKV will take this in 3. So I'll take the opposite stance of my co-caster KBlair, and we'll see who comes out on top. It could be neither of us. There could be a team that sweeps in 2 rounds. There could be a tie even, which has not happened in the summer 2021 season as of yet, but it most certainly could.
Yes, no ties in the Church of Tie. Ha ha ha
Oh boy. As far as the game goes itself, we'll be just waiting on players to reconnect, and then we'll probably see a call vote to restart the game, and then round 1 will begin. It is late, so if you're joining us from home, well, thank you for staying up with us, burning that midnight oil. We're excited to bring you the... Well, it's really the second game as far as the as Doom League goes, but the first broadcasted game of week 2. You can find the statistics for the first game, Superchargers versus Deimos Patriots, on our website at doomleague.org, where we have a comprehensive stat system, courtesy of KBlair's masterful website coding.
Yeah, be sure to click on that those results page at the top so you can see all the latest matches, see everything. Looks like we're starting.
We're starting on round 1 of Rip and Tear and Techno Vikings. Here in any second. And as we mentioned before, it is a best of 3. 5 flag captures or 10 minutes, whichever happens first. Starting off on Stallion, but quickly switching over to Skull Rush, who does get a pickup, then picked up further by Stallion. Can it get picked up further and ferried to the flag? It cannot. It is returned. Name of the game is to chain flag touches or get excellent cover out to mid. Stall with a touch. It does get then returned and then immediately picked up on the podium by Skull Rush. Rip and Tear with a lot of offensive pressure early on in round 1. Skull Rush
First
again.
to numbers already.
And has TKV gotten a touch yet at all? I don't think they have.
I think they've just been fighting mid.
Yeah, they haven't been able to get past mid. Well, that no sooner did we say it than Caution got a touch, but it was quickly returned, and then Stall took it the rest of the way. And on top of that, Skull Rush, while we were talking, he was on the podium for a back-to-back flag capture, 2-0, early on in round 1. 1 minute elapsed on the clock, showing how quick Doom capture flag can be.
Yeah, that was a great repeat flag by Caution. Just stayed on the flag, and they weren't expecting it.
It's a pretty valid strategy on a map that you could consider this a blitz map, I suppose. I mean, staying on the podium is a valid strategy in a lot of shorter maps, just to scramble the enemy team's brain.
Yeah, we saw RIP just turn around and complete numbers in mid, like, huh?
And completely turned around. They were unable to stop that back-to-back flag capture. So what is TKV going to do here? I mean, they have to control mid, at least at the very minimum, apply offensive pressure to push the enemy team back in their base. And
yeah, they
2
need
minutes
in their base.
I mean, it's only been 2 minutes in the first round, and there's been a lot of offensive pressure from both teams. Caution across does get that coverage, 25 health. He was able to use his teammate as both a meat shield and to draw the enemy closer to a teammate to cover him. Excellent work from TKV, bringing the margin to only 1 flag between them.
Just nothing but skill. It's impressive.
All right, next touch by Caution. Playing that hard cover, that line of sight, hoping to try to get past him without being spotted. And so far, Rip is none the wiser. Only one pursuant, and it's dropped. Can't get picked up? It does. Shane tries to bring it back. Caution comes back to pick it back up and escort it to the rest of the way to the podium. 2-2. So just as soon as Rip and Tear was up by 2, they have lost that margin. Skull Rush right on top of the podium as soon as the flag gets returned. 3-2. Now in favor of Rip and Tear. Very close there. Got dropped as soon as he touched his own flag. Very close capture. Skull Rush. No way out there. Caution dropped at mid, and it is returned. No pickup there for TKV. Looking over at Vinny briefly. Vinny grabbing a super shotgun, making sure his base is clear. Able to drop a carrier, return it, grab green armor. He's got some health, and he'll be playing mostly base defense, as it looks like for TKV. While Dragon plays more of a heavy set mid defensive role, allowing some coverage for his teammate, which allows Skull Rush to move in. Skull Rush tries to cover himself, but is unable to do so. Flag is returned. Vinny out to mid. Stall with another touch in the red base. It is returned. Stall. Nope.
Yeah, we saw the positions break down a bit. That happens very often on this map when you can't get set. Both teams can't get set.
And with if a flag gets out into the enemy base, typically positions are cleared, and you'll see the entire enemy team bearing down on the opposing base, not only to return it, but also maybe even offset the enemy team and get a rebound capture of their own. Caution gliding across the flag pedestal, running out to mid. Gets that flag almost the entire way, but it does get returned. There's no one there to pick it back up and take it the rest of the way. Skull Rush out the side, 80 health. That can evaporate like nothing, but not this time. Rip and Tear now up 4-2.
Only one great cover by.
Oh yeah, absolutely great cover. And Rip and Tear has a crazy amount of touches in round 1, and that's making the difference. Dragon now picks it back up, shimmies around that hard cover, and it helped him greatly in securing his own flag. He was able to drop the opponent in front of him. Round 1 does end 5-2. Rip and Tear going into round 2, looking to secure this whole game. Honestly, that's how quick this can end.
Yeah, I mean, TKV made it even 2-2, but after the adjustment, the adjustment that Rip and Tear made after that, they just couldn't keep up. Would love to see them get more aggressive this round.
If you're TKV, what are your options here? I mean, Rip and Tear was able to not only dominate mid. I mean, look at Dragon ending the round with 59 frags. Duke's playing from overseas. What's your answer to this? I mean, Ghost Killer did not make an appearance in TKV in round 1. Could he come in for round 2?
That's a good point. His frag power would be needed, and his ability to disrupt.
Starting off round 2, looking at Captain of Rip and Tear, Stall. Short for Italian Stallion. And they were able to clear the base and push up. Rip and Tear seeming to adopt a wall strategy, just clearing and then pushing up until TKV's pinned in their own base. Now looking at the scoreboard, Ghost Killer still not in for TKV. Skull Rush body blocked a little bit at mid, but does make it across with a full stack untouched as Rip and Tear scores first blood in round 2. Not a good look for TKV.
Yeah, you don't want to go down the first minute. Very bad.
And they did so in round 1 as well. They scored 2 flags in about a minute's time. Rip and Tear this time opening round 2 with one capture, but absolutely the same style of pressure. TKV seems to not have an answer to this. Moving over to Vinny, who's seemingly was playing defense before, is now making an offensive push. Skull Rush, 5 health, and a Dream. Got some armor, but it's not going to help him if he has no health. Hopefully waiting for the all clear from his teammates. Makes a run for it, but drops it at the feet of a red player, and it is returned.
Yeah, soft positioning from Shane, the Fat Willie. Able to make that return with ease.
Moving over to Shane, also known as the Fat Willie. Before we switch over to Stall, who has the enemy flag and does have that blue armor. That 50% damage reduction is critical for not only you dancing around hard cover, but taking a side route to minimize your damage as a runner. Fantastic work from Stall to run that flag. 2 minutes have elapsed on the clock, and Rip and Tear has scored 2 flags to TKV's 0 in round 2. If TKV has nothing to answer this with, it's going to be game over just as fast. And Skull Rush with a phenomenal rocket jump across. But it wasn't... He wasn't able to score it, but what a great way to cross mid.
Yeah. Not exactly sure it was worth the 70 damage.
Definitely a spectacle for sure, but this time he tries it the old-fashioned way. Boots on the ground, 5 health to his name, does score 3-0. The pressure is mounting on TKV's. Caution drops the flag at mid. Now both flags out. Skull Rush has to get out of that base.
Oh!
And it's taken back from them. Last second return on the podium on the steps, leading up to the flag, preventing a 4-0. So great work from TKV on that. Caution out to mid, intercepted and returned.
Vinny's WDL debut, so sorry in advance, Vinny.
Oh, this is Vinny's rookie game, huh?
Yep.
Well, thrown into the fire. Welcome to the World Doom League, where we celebrate classic Doom and all the drama that comes with it. So sometimes you have to be exposed to the fire to become a star.
Yeah, I mean, this is your everyone's had a welcome to the league moment.
Shane got dropped on the green armor side of the base. Vinny with a back-to-back touch here. Both flags out. Skull Rush is across. And he's helping to return his own flag there. But he's got to clear the TKV member like right behind him. It does not happen. The flag is returned. Caution with the touch. There's still 6 minutes left on the clock. Game is wild on this map for sure. Vinny. No luck there. Stall with 100 health. Does get across. The flag has to be returned. It's still in the Rip and Tear base. He's being pursued. The flag is returned. Caution cannot go down in the base, but finally does after his flag is returned. Vinny out to mid, but chased by 2 members of Rip and Tear.
Ooh.
And it's ferried across. A multi-man chain of flag runners were able to get TKV their first flag on the board. It's not over yet. 5 minutes left. We've seen comebacks before, haven't we, Blair?
Absolutely. This is plenty of time to come back in this.
As always, the World Doom League is powered by Odomex, the online Doom multiplayer experience. Get yours at odomex.net. Skull Rush across with some armor and a score. That green armor gives you 1/3 damage reduction, and it, just like the blue armor, can help immensely for a flag runner. And Skull Rush might be closing out round 2 here with another capture. If they can return the flag, that will be it for Rip and Tear and TKV. But it's a mutual return. Still life left in TKV's game.
Oh boy.
Skull Rush again. We barely switch off this man's perspective as he gets across mid. Surrounded by enemies, and the flag is returned.
Another terrific return by Shane.
Switching over to TKV Captain Caution. What's he going to do? He does end up returning the flag. Do not want that flag getting out to mid at all, where it can be pretty effectively covered by a team dominating the middle. Much like Rip and Tear is. Looking at the frag discrepancy of pretty sizable one. 40 frags in favor of Rip and Tear, showing they are muscling their way around the map. Dragon with a lead of 63 frags. Shane does get out past that little horseshoe bend. Vinny now with armor. It's body blocked by his own team, but it does allow Shane to pick it up and carry it the rest of the way. 40 health. And chain gun bearing down. They have to kill his chain gunner. Dragon taking away a little bit of health from Shane's health pool here. Does grab armor, but very vulnerable at 15 health. Anything could drop him. Skull Rush 10 and then 0. Dragon with mega armor. And it will help to a degree, but if you don't get rid of everyone behind you, point blank, it's not going to help you as much as you would think. Skull Rush. Across. Does get returned. Vinny also dropped and the flag is returned. Lots of offensive pressure from both TKV and Rip and Tear. Chain gun duel on the red flag pedestal. What a mess. Skull Rush does not get very far. Stall. We're just switching to these flag carriers, and they're getting liquefied at mid. No big runs yet.
Yeah. Rest in peace, doing a great job in mid, not getting too out of sorts. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, their team name is Rip and Tear, but they're definitely putting the final nail in the coffin of TKV. That's going to be it for round 2. That's it for the whole series. 5-1 in.
Yep, neither round going 10 minutes. That was a quick game.
I mean, not much else to say there. Rip and Tear came out and they ripped and they tore. So in one of the quickest games in our World Doom League broadcast history, and we've had predictions in the Twitch chat for in favor of Rip and Tear, I believe. Oh no, they were in favor of Techno Vikings. So now you all are going to lose your Twitch channel points because you all are losers. But that'll be it for. I mean, Rip and Tear walked out. They walked in, and they walked out. So we'll be waving goodbye to the Techno Vikings. You love to see him come out. I mean, it's a midnight game, you know. Happy Friday night, but Ghost Killer did not just show up for the game. So could that be, in your opinion, is that a tactical error on part of the Techno Vikings?
Well, he was in the spectators. He did show up, but unfortunately, I mean, I don't know any of the backstory, of course. But the Caution just decided not to use him this game. I don't know what he saw or if he had an unreliable connection or something. But I mean, yeah, you would Ghost Killer's fragging presence in mid. It was sorely needed, and you could see with the result.
Now the Techno Vikings are not out of the playoff running by any stretch of the imagination. There are 5 weeks in the regular season, and just eating a loss in week 2 isn't so huge on the bearing of the playoff run, but it does indicate that the team does have an issue or two to work out. But hey, thank you for joining us on this very very fast broadcast. That map is very hectic, but on doomleague.org, there is a link at the very top of the webpage that will give you the game times of the rest of the matches coming up. Those will all be happening around Sunday. So take tomorrow off, but we'll be back, won't we, Blair?
Yeah, Sunday triple header. WDL Sunday. It's Doom on Sunday. Love it. Love it.
Nothing like a little bit of doom on a Sunday, the Lord's Day. But we'll be waving goodbye to the loser of this week 2 matchup, Techno Vikings. Hope to see you again in week 3. Rip and Tear will be riding a little bit of a high here. Well played from everyone on Rip and Tear. And thank you to everybody for showing up tonight to watch this broadcast. We'll be playing you out with the outro. And thank you to Blair for staying up at until god-awful hour of the morning, so almost 3 o'clock there.
That's only 3 a.m. Who's counting?
All right, folks. Well, we'll be seeing you next time. Be sure to check out our YouTube and get to bed.
Good night.